Ayo, what's up guys? Welcome to today's video. So today's video is going to be how to escape platinum. So at the moment we are playing on a account called Red. It's currently platinum 2 with 68% win rate, 136 wins, 63 losses. We have multiple diamond accounts as well, but this is currently like the account that we are experimenting on, watching platinum players and their mistakes. And basically like teaching you guys how to escape platinum. So I will divide this video up into two different elos. So I'll divide it up in low plat and into high plat. Reason being that in low plat it is a lot of the same mistakes, and it is not actually the same mistakes that it is in high plat, since in high plat you are also in some games going to be playing with diamond players. And diamond players is a completely unique problem that we will be talking about later in this video, but maybe I'll also do a video specifically for just diamond. So the first thing is in platinum that I've seen in these games is the fact that people tend to give up if they fall behind in the early game. So this means that if you have one losing lane, this one losing lane will very often either rage, you'll very often rage at the jungler actually, even if it's a 1v1 situation, but sometimes also because of jungle pressure from the enemy. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you are very neutral and you're trying to keep everyone calm, including yourself, and not get upset about being behind, and just accept it and respect your opponent. Since they're now ahead and they have a goal lead, and need to respect the fact that they're now stronger than you, so you have to wait for them to do a mistake or play around your power spikes. Besides that, I think muting all is a very good thing. I think what you should do is you should mute all at the start of the game, and then you should keep pings. Because for the most part, platinum players actually ping summoner spells, and then just keep track of the summoner spells. But don't type in chat, don't ask like questions like why are you dying here, or why not like recalling, stuff like that, because it will basically trigger these platinum players and they will actually end up not caring. And I've actually seen a lot of people rage quit, and if a person rage quits in season 10, since the game's so streamlined, you pretty much like instantly lose the game. So try to stay very neutral, don't use chat, and if you do, stay very neutral, don't ask questions, and then just like mute and just focus and play the game out. The second thing is actually the thing in the early game that I actually see a lot, is the fact that platinum players don't respect jungle pathing and jungle pressure. So what you want to do is, usually it's the jungler who's going to do this, but it's in platinum it's not every jungler who will do it, is that you will be looking at, so first up you're going to be looking at where does your jungler start, and then you're going to be looking at, once you get into laning phase, going to be looking at, is it either top or bot lane who doesn't stay at like at the minions at first like 10 seconds of laning phase. So whatever lane least and is not showing in lane for the first 10 seconds, that is most likely the lane where the enemy jungler started. So let's say the enemy jungler is starting top side. This basically means that as a top laner, you will have to keep track of your own jungler, see whenever he's done with approximately 2 or 3 jungler camps, and then you're gonna either play passive, or if you're going to play aggro, at least put a ward down, so if you get ganked, you are aware and you can easily get out of the gank. Then on the other side of the map, so again, if you take the same example, if the enemy jungler started on top side of the map, bot side of the map also have to respect the jungler after approximately 3 jungler camps, 3 to 4 jungler camps instead of 2 to 3, and then they have to either play passively or they have to ward out if they decide to play aggro. So look at your own jungler and his clear speed and his jungle pathing, and try to keep track of the enemy jungler as well, keeping in mind like where he started, and it's going to be a lot easier for you to avoid ganks and basically not die to a gank and give the enemy like lead for free. Another mistake that I see in platinum elo, which is actually is for all elos, not only platinum but every single elo up until like high diamond, is the fact that people are not playing around Rift Herald in the early game. So in super high elo, so in Challenger and in Pro Play, the bot lane is after the first back, they're going to be lane swapping towards top side of the map to play for the Rift Herald. I'm not saying that you should do this, because in solo queue this doesn't work because of no communication. But as a jungler and as a mid laner and top laner, you want to try to get the Rift Herald between Like 8 minutes a bit early. I usually say aim for like 10 to 12 minute mark where you get the Rift Herald and then put it in a lane to get the platings. So between like 10 and 12 minutes, try to play for topside and play for Rift Herald. And you can even give up the Drakes and it's still going to be worth for you since Rift Herald itself gives 100 gold compared to Drake giving 25 gold. And then on top of that, you get 2 platings, which are guaranteed. So that's 320 gold on top of that. So that's 420 gold that you get for taking Rift Herald. Compared to Drake, where you get 25 gold and very small stats that doesn't matter in the early game since nobody has any items or any good stats that can get buffed in anyway. So play for the 2 first Rift Heralds on top side of the map. And then after that, you can go and play for the Drake. So if you get 2 Rift Heralds and enemy team gets 2 Drake, that's worth for you since you get the gold lead. And they get like stats that, I'd say like each Drake gives like between 150 to maybe 300-400 gold in terms of stats, compared to just like raw gold that you can get to get the exact items that you want. Next thing that I see in Platinum Elo that is a really big mistake, and this is actually not every single game, but I see some players don't do it, is people should itemize for the game and not just follow like one build that they're doing. So a very good example is playing against healing champions. If you're playing against healing champions, you want to grab Executioner's Calling. The item only costs 800 gold, and it reduces the healing reduction by 50%, which is huge. Almost the same as an Ignite. And you're actually going to be going to grab this like super early into the game, in my opinion, since the healing is actually, for the most part, like reducing 50% of the healing is actually quite big, no matter how big the healing is. So this works against Vladimir, Soraka, Yumi, Volibear passive, some Conquer champions. A lot of champions, even champions who build lifesteal, is pretty good into. So grab the Executioner's Calling, 800 gold. Grab Bramble Vest, 1000 gold. And if you're mid laner, grab Morello. Even if it's not a core item for you, it's better to go for the Morello instead of not having Morello and rely on your teammates to buy healing reduction. So remember to itemize for the game and not just follow one build path only. Another thing I really common see as a mistake is AD carries not buying blue trinkets. It could be the same for mid laners not buying blue trinkets. Could be top laners not buying blue trinkets. You need like a good amount of... Primarily, you want to have a lot of sweepers. Then you want to have the support item for the support to ward out. And then you want to have 1 to 2 blue trinkets so that you don't have to face check enemy bushes and potentially get caught and potentially lose an objective or even lose the game because of it if you go to late game. So remember to have like a mix of the different trinkets. So support and jungler should always have sweeper. AD carries should swap for blue trinket at level 9. Top lane for the most part either keeps like sweeper or yellow trinket, and then mid lane also either keeps like, he can actually do whatever, but again it depends on like what you're playing against. For example, I'm doing queuing with a Teemo player and the enemy team is actually very often buying sweeper to sweep the shrooms. You could pretty much like do the same for like any other champion that has traps or anything like that. Then the next thing that I have seen, which is actually really fun to watch in Platinum Elo, is the fact that we are now on a new patch. And the new patch basically came with some changes that not every single player have either like realized or at least read the patch notes. So we got the Wukong rework, we got the TP chains, and we got the Death Dance buff. On top of some more smaller buffs, but these like 3 are the most major ones in my opinion. So please read patch notes. If you don't like reading, there are tons of videos of people like walking through them and giving their like explanation and their opinion on them. 2 that I can mention on top of my head are LS and Freak. So if you want to watch the video, you can do that. Just go on YouTube, search like next patch. Right now we're on patch 10.6, so search patch 10.6 rundown and go to your LS or Freak and basically watch the video. It will take like 20 to 40 minutes, but you're gonna be at least kept up to date for the next 2 weeks of what's been happening instead of being outdated and potentially miss out on something. And this is actually huge because, let me give you an example. The Wukong rework is actually really big. So if we go to UGG and we search for Wukong, Wukong's win rate right now is 52% in jungle. It's 54 in top lane, and it's 52 in mid lane. In 10.6. If we go to patch 10.5, where the rework wasn't out yet. Wait. We see his win rate in jungle being 46%. Top lane being 50% only. And then apparently in mid lane it didn't really do much, but maybe 10.4, does it do anything? Win rate is still low, at least for jungle. Wukong jungle is super low win rate, same for top lane. Apparently mid lane Wukong still at high win rate, but at least for jungle on top, the win rate is fairly low. But then the rework came out and boom, the win rate is now like increased by 3 to 4% in top lane and almost 10% in the jungle. So if you haven't read the patch notes, you're not going to be realizing that Wukong got a rework, and you're going to be playing against Wukong thinking that it's the old one, and then you're going to just completely get stomped because the new Wukong rework is actually really, really broken, really, really strong. And he can base like 1v9 a game now, in my opinion. So keep up to date. Make sure to read the patch notes. If you don't want to read, watch YouTube videos. Make sure to keep up to date with both bans, items, summoner spells, like everything. Keep up to date so you don't accidentally end up in a situation where you're playing as a broken champion that you didn't even know was broken, because that's like the worst thing. But same could be for abusing these like meta things that happening. Swap to TP instead of Ignite. Use the new Death Dance. Play champions that use the new Death Dance. Go ahead and see if you can get Wukong if he doesn't get banned out. Apparently his ban rate is fairly high, but if you go to Platinum Elo, I think the ban rate is slightly lower. So yeah, make sure to read the patch notes. Then there are two last things. So in Platinum Elo, I see a lot of players have a very big champion pool, and a lot of Platinum players trying different strategies to get to Diamond instead of just sticking to a few strategies. So in my opinion, play 2 to 3 champions. You can if you want to, if something happens in a patch note. If suddenly you used to play a champion that became weak and is now strong again because of potentially a rework, a big buff, something, then you could pick that up. But don't go ahead and use high elo strategies like Kalista top lane, for example. Really, really common in high elo. Super broken if played correctly. But in lower elo, people just don't know how to play it correctly. So there's no point in trying to play it out, since you're just hurting yourself, since you're gonna lose more and potentially gonna, yeah, drop lower in rank and, yeah, not even get either to platinum, through platinum, or up to diamond. You're basically gonna be getting lower elo. And the last thing, this is in particular for Plat 2 and Platinum 1 players. If you're having any Diamond 4 players, look up their OP to GG, because in D4, a lot of players have the tendency to hit Diamond, usually for the first time, or they just have the goal of getting Diamond. I got Diamond 4, now I can finally just like not try hard, because I made my goal already. And I know I can't make it to Master, so I'll just troll around, have fun, try like some new picks. And that's basically gonna ruin your game. So make sure that when you get into the game, just look up their OP to GG. Just copy all the names, paste it into OP to GG. See if they're on their main role, see if they're on their main champion. Make sure that they're not trying out something new and first time stuff, because that's a really common thing that D4 players do. And that can end up costing you the game single-handedly, because Season 10 is all about being like good as a team. But if you have one player first time a champion, that ruins like your entire team. So if you're Platinum 2 or Platinum 1, make sure that if you have Diamond 4 players to look them up, see if they're on their main role, main champion, stuff like that. And yeah, these are like the tips that I have to escape Platinum. These are like the mistakes that I see in Platinum for the most part. And I think if you are just realizing that these are the mistakes and you basically fix them, then you can easily make it all the way up to Platinum, even through Platinum, and up to Diamond 4. So the next YouTube video, I said I'm gonna make a how to escape Diamond, but I'm actually gonna divide that up into a 2-part video. So one video is gonna be how to escape low Diamond and how to escape high Diamond. So low Diamond is very different from high Diamond, and you can't even say that D4 and D1 is like the same rank, even though they're technically both Diamond. It's like more than an entire rank in difference, since like, yeah, like Diamond is just like, there's so many players in Diamond, especially in lower Diamond, that are just straight up bad players. So yeah, If you're low diamond or want to get to low diamond, make sure to subscribe. The next YouTube video will hopefully come out very, very soon. And if you enjoyed this video, if you have any questions, remember to leave a like. Hit me up with a comment in the comment section down below. Ask me on Discord. Join my Discord server, just ask me over there. Join my Twitch stream, twitch.tv/Kami_Kha'Zix. Ask me questions whenever I'm live. I'm live pretty much every single day because with the coronavirus, Denmark is locked down for another 14 days. So I see playing and streaming a lot every single day now. So if you have anything, any questions, any tips, any wonderings, let me know. But yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, as I said, remember to leave a like. And then I will hopefully see you guys on my next live stream or in my next YouTube video. So see you guys.